Okay, we are live. So, I've been wanting to do one of these streams for a long time. I want to give you a bit of a background information about why I'm doing these. So, I was extremely late to the digital asset space. I thought it was a massive big con. Just the usual sort of spiel that people would give you whenever you speak to someone at a bar and you talk about Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. I was one of those people that just did not buy into it. And back in late 2021, first signed up to my first exchange, bought some Bitcoin, bought some Ethereum, and it's been a learning journey for me ever since. And, you know, I know probably 1% of what is available and out there. And I want to do these streams pretty much daily because it's a way, selfishly, it's a way of me learning and me getting more information, because there's just so much noise out there, so much information. And for someone who's been, very late to the party back in 2021 in crypto, and even just trying to get my head around about exchanges and wallets and all this crazy stuff, I thought, well, why don't I do a live stream every working day with some information about what's going on in the markets, information in terms of macro top-down stuff. So obviously it's pretty hot at the moment with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. And then in the hope that potentially it might help some people. And even if it doesn't help anyone, it will help me get a good idea about what's going on and keep up to date with just this world that is expanding, and we're seeing institutional money coming into the digital asset space. It's just such an exciting time, and I want to be a part of it. And I thought a really good way, apart from having skin in the game and money in the game, is why don't I put myself out there and hopefully try and figure it out with you guys, with anyone who dares or cares to watch. So that's what we're going to do. That's my aim of this stream. I'll probably give this spiel every single time I do this as a bit of a caveat to say, look, I might get some things wrong, I might get some things right, but I'm here to learn, and hopefully you can come on this journey with me as well. So it's 22nd of February. The US market opened, what we on UK time? So the US market opened 36 minutes ago. And there's so much macro stuff to talk about with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to look at some news articles in a second. Bitcoin's at 38,000 US dollars. Past 4 hours, actually. Past hours been pretty cool. Pretty interesting. So, in terms of some of the stuff we're going to look at, obviously Russia and Ukraine. This has just come out of the UK. Boris Johnson has just said that 5 banks and 3 wealthy Russians hit by UK sanctions. Now, what he means by 3 wealthy Russians, he means super ultra high net worth Russians will be hit by UK sanctions. And this is, it's just been crazy these past few days with what's been going on with Russia and Ukraine. The markets don't know where to go. I've got a funny feeling that institutional money is a lot of big Fidelity of the world, which I know Fidelity are getting into, if not already in the digital asset space. I know they're really bullish on it. I know big institutional, at least I think big institutions are probably a little bit worried about digital assets at the moment, given what's going on in the world as well with Russia and Ukraine. Putin drinking vodka, and I have no idea. So that is what's going on in the UK. There's other sanctions coming around other Western countries. And what's really interesting, Germany has put a hold on a major gas pipeline project from Russia, which is called Nord Stream 2. Now, I always think if Russia could cut off a large portion of gas into Western Europe. So if Russia wanted to retaliate, it would have a massive impact in their economy. I'd imagine war would have a massive impact on everyone's economy. Russia probably more so than most, if they're at the forefront of it. But I just think sometimes in the back of my head, surely Russia would if Russia wants to retaliate, then that would be a good way. But here's the article anyway. Ukraine, this is from Sky News. Ukraine crisis. Germany halts approval of Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline from Russia, which doesn't mean that they're going to stop, which means that in essence they're going to stop building it or stop. I think it's near enough completion anyway. So there we go. It has not begun operating yet in light of latest developments. So that's Germany's little. They're throwing their hat into this, into the lion's den as such, along with the UK and all the European countries as well. And obviously, Europe's reliance on Russian energy supplies is crazy anyway. So now I found this it's so crazy. So when I was looking at some of the stuff to talk about here, I found, in fact, let's go to this article first. Let's move that around. So, in fact, let's go to this article because this is Russia related. So, Russian Finance Ministry says crypto shouldn't be legal currency. And Russia's Finance Ministry opposes giving Bitcoin legal tender status as the country moves forward with crypto regulatory plans. And there's other, this is just how governments can tell people what they can and can't invest in. Institutional money is involved in digital assets. Not like this, it's 2011 again, or 2012. It's just mental what some just power-hungry governments, are wanting to do in order to restrict people with it, citizens within their country of gaining access and participating in, such a wealth transfer that is digital assets. And what's really interesting is that it proposes that citizens looking to purchase and hold digital assets complete a screening process that would assess knowledge of the technology and associated investment risks. I think I read elsewhere, if someone wants to hold more than $630, I might be wrong on that figure, that they would have to complete, in essence, an exam. So the Russian authorities are basically treating all of their population as if they're school children, and that if you want to get involved in the digital asset space, you have to complete an exam as if you're in first grade, and you're doing a science exam. It's such nonsense and such just absolute just crap what's coming out of their mouth, that they are requiring citizens to do an exam to hold digital assets. It's just nonsense, and it's obviously I'd love to be part of those meetings when they're around that table thinking of ways, are they trying to put citizens are they trying to put citizens first? I bet that's probably what they're talking about in those meetings, that we want to try and protect the citizens, the population. Our population's stupid, so we need to make sure that they that we give them an exam before, a bit like a driving test. Like, it's so ridiculous. So anyway, I thought on the Russia stuff that was quite interesting, that what's coming out of Russia recently with Ukraine, and obviously their stuff around it's so preposterous, such nonsense. Anyway, into more. It's a lovely day outside, so on to much more lighter news. This is quite interesting. An artist blows up a Lamborghini to make NFTs in a protest against get rich quick culture, which I thought was quite ironic. But so this artist, I don't know if it's he or she, Schlums, has blown up a $250,000 Lamborghini to protest against crypto's focus on getting rich. And it's a really, really nice Lamborghini as well. It's like a silver, like, reflective Lamborghini. So they argue that crypto technology has the potential to be used for much more beneficial purposes. So by virtue, they blow up a Lamborghini to try and highlight that. And the cost of the whole project was around $1 million. And they are now creating 999 NFTs from the charred parts of that. So big waste of a Lamborghini there. It's really gorgeous looking Lamborghini as well, especially in the desert. That like mirror effect in the desert looks so cool. And Schloms, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that artist's name right, adds that the digital world is designed so you look like you drag a physical file across space to make it seem like the real world, something known as, I can't even pronounce that word. They play with this idea in a previous artwork, which was an NFT or okay, cool. And so, again, some other information about what this artist is involved in. So what I want to know is, are they going to donate the proceeds of these 999 NFTs, or are they what are they going to do with them? What are they going to do with the funds? What are they going to do with the profits? Maybe they're not going to make any profit because it just blew up a $250,000 Lamborghini. But anyway, people can do whatever they please. That's fair play. And hopefully I might see the YouTube video, because it says here they, following the Blaster team, picked up the piece, documented them. They shot a rotating video of each piece in 4K definition, although the NFT quality might be lower. Well, I hope they put a YouTube video out, because it'd be quite cool to see a $250,000 Lamborghini being blown up as well. So yeah, thought that was pretty cool, pretty interesting. Some other stuff about institutional money. London Stock Exchange Group announced on Tuesday that it has struck a deal to acquire trading tech solutions provider Tora for $325 million. So whoever the shareholders in Tora, they have had a pretty good Tuesday. And what's interesting is the exchange, so the London Stock Exchange Group, said the deal strengthens its presence in a rapidly expanding asset class at a time when institutional market participants are increasing exposure to crypto and other digital assets. And we're seeing more institutions come into the digital asset space. Institutional money is massive. Everyone's talking about it when it comes into the marketplace. What's going to happen? Are they waiting for some of the macro stuff to blow over? Who knows? What I do know is institutions want to make money. They don't care, to some extent, how they make it. But they know they need to make it. They've got quotas, they've got targets, they've got shareholders. All the usual bits and pieces. They have got stakeholders, and they want to make money, and they know that a digital asset space is a really, really great way to do that for their customers, clients, and investors. So we will see what happens with that, but it's interesting. London Stock Exchange Group are trying to increase their exposure because they also understand what's going on with the digital asset space. And then finally, we're seeing more and more stuff relating to what's going on in Canada. I mean, if anything, it's a bullish thing for Bitcoin, what's going on. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy what's happened. I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with what's going on, but the Freedom Convoy 22 had some funds banned from GoFundMe as the government began to crack down on their fundraising efforts. And then they've also raised more than 1 million via Bitcoin fundraising platform Tally as well. So it'll be interesting to know what what the Canadian lawmakers and policymakers are going to think about how crypto's used in protests. So that is a bit of a roundup. Again, listen, this is the first one ever that I've done. I really enjoy these because it gives me a bit of an overview. Maybe we're going to talk about other stuff as well. So we'll see what happens. I really enjoy doing them. I've enjoyed this time. I don't know how long we've been here for, maybe 20 minutes, so 15, 20 minutes. It's a good way, selfishly, of me finding out some information, hopefully sharing it with you guys. If you find it informative, then brilliant. How cool is that? We both win. And I'll keep doing these maybe most weekdays. We'll see what happens, see where it goes. Who knows? Could be a big thing, could just be nothing. And yeah, thanks all for watching. Remember, smile and